Welcome, everybody. Today we are going to be discussing women lying and how far it's gone in this day and age. And I'm going to start off here with this little video of a chameleon, and this appropriately describes women and their lying and how they deceive. Isn't that incredible? Actually see, this is actually two women if you look closely, with body paint on, and of course they're not actually moving, they're just passing that branch between their arms as they're suspended in air. Incredible though. And this is exactly how women deceive men and the world. We'll stop it right there and we will get on to some other articles and see exactly what is going on. The first page is WDRB.com, and this is dated October 31st, 2012. And the reason I'm talking about this article on Judge Judy, because she explains how she can tell someone is lying. Now, when Judge Judy came on the scene, I gotta be honest, I did not like her one bit. I thought this lady was cruel and mean and, just didn't have any kind of empathy for human beings at all. But, you know what? Boy, was I wrong. And probably what I didn't see at the time was that she was just a human being that had seen enough lies in her career to get an angry persona when dealing with people. Day in, day out lying, and she's having to decipher, which one is telling the truth. But as we can see in this article, she became very good at it. Says here, she can't stand a liar. She can read right through people spinning a tale to save their rear. Well, first of all, the most important thing about the truth is, if it doesn't make sense, it's probably not true. So you can start with that as a premise. If it doesn't make sense to your common sense, it's usually not true. Good words of advice to live by. I'll scroll down here. And let me see where it's at. She goes on to say, where is it? Did I miss it? Oh, here it is. Sometimes a liar is easy to spot. There are certain people, unfortunately women, who wear low things, and when they lie, this gets all red, bright red. Oh, and you can't do anything about it. So Judge Judy here is telling you how to spot some women lying. And that's what this article basically entails, is she knows how to do her job well. And I gotta be honest with you, after watching several episodes of her, I fell in love with this lady, and I gotta say she is probably one of the better judges that I've seen, not only on TV, but in the courtroom with my own experience as well. And I wish all judges were like her. She can read people pretty good, and most judges really can't. So, moving on here. We're going to go to this blog on owning your own bleep. And this is dated Sunday, May 15th, 2011. Another older article. But this is what anti-feminism looks like. And I gotta say, it's only because of you women that the whole red pill and the MGTOW movement has started, because this is a direct product of feminism and nothing more. You lying liar is how this article starts out. And what does this all have to do with men's rights? Well, in 2000 article published in the Lola of Los Angeles Law Review, Edward Greer did his own epidemiology study on something MRAs are all too familiar with, the 2% false rape accusation. Statistic feminists use to defend their stance on the increasing erosion of due process in sex crimes cases. You hear it all over the place. Experts claim the false reports of rape and sexual abuse make up no more than 2%, so it's no big deal. And this is so they can continue the false accusations. Women are not stupid. They know how to abuse and use the system to their advantage. And they have been doing it for years. Don't kid yourselves, guys. These women are smart. And this is exactly why, they state this, that it's only 2%. It's so they can continue their bad behavior. So I'm going to move along to another article really quick. And this is, let me get to the top of it. This is false allegations of sexual assault, an analysis of 10 years of reported cases. And this is Violence Against Women by David Lysick, Lori Gardiner, Sarah C. Nixa, and Ashley M. Coate. So this is kind of a psychology report by some people at the University of Massachusetts, Boston. And let's see if they're all from that. I'm not sure. Anyways, this report is total nonsense. And this has got to be put out by feminists. Because what this goes on to say is basically, oh yeah, you got to take everything into consideration. We got to do the reports, and we got to go deep into it. And here's the thing: is that most police departments and don't have the time to do this. Okay, they don't have the time, and so what they generally do is they go in the favor of the accuser. So guilty until proven innocent, basically. And the women know this, that the police departments don't have time for this. So if you read this report, and there'll be a link on the page to it, this is just utter nonsense. We've got to evaluate and do all the research. Nobody has time to do that. And that's what they know. And they can get away with it. So you can go take a look and read this article for yourself. And I'll go back to this article, Owning Your Own Bleep. And we are going to go back to this and show you this. I have even had the odd feminist in an online discussion express to me that falsely imprisoning a few men is a small price to pay if it means victims of rape will be more likely to report. Never mind the fact that a man falsely convicted of rape is almost guaranteed to become a victim of rape once in prison. A small price to pay indeed. This is how feminism balances the scales of justice. Penalizing a woman of a real criminal wrongdoing equals net bad for society, while penalizing a man for something he didn't do and for which he will continue to pay once he becomes someone's bitch in prison equals net good for society. And this is really to show you that women don't have empathy for other people if it doesn't fit their narrative. And so they would rather imprison a man on false charges so that it doesn't, deter from other women coming forth with other false accusations. And you can go all over the internet and also on YouTube and see all the videos and articles of men wrongly convicted of rape and just false accusations and lying. In some cases, there's even women accusing police officers. And thank goodness the police officers had body cameras, or they would probably have lost their job and their life as well. So moving right along, I'm going to go to this Washington Times article. Of course, you can see on here, this is Judge Kavanaugh and the case against him. And Brent Turvey, he's a criminologist, wrote a 2017 book that dispels the notion. His research and that of two co-authors cited statistical studies and police crime reports. So somebody's actually doing some reporting in science. Can you imagine that? One academic study showed that as many as 40% of sexual assault charges are false. Mr. Turvey wrote that the FBI in the 90s pegged the falsity rate at 8% for rape or attempted rape complaints. But they are finding out that it's closer to 40% when they actually look at real data. And the 2% that the feminists have claimed came from a speech that a judge gave in 1974. Let's find out about that. And here's another man falsely accused, Judge Kavanaugh, of course. And his accuser, Miss Ford, we all saw what happened to her on the stand. She just fell apart in her own lies. Look at these women. Look at their faces. He's a man. Destroy him. So it's just ridiculous, and it's got to stop. And there she is, Christine Blasey.